Hey guys, it's Wednesday evening here in the Philippines, so it is time for us to do our chase car video. And today we're not doing an unboxing, we're doing a throwback on some cars we've already unboxed throughout the year. And we are focusing on road racers, Trans Am, NASCAR, and then I think off-road, but the one that I have for off-road you can kind of look at as like one of the 2.5 liter Trans Am series cars. So anyways, that's why you see this barrier installed here in the town I put up to kind of keep the building safe for when the cars come past racing near the building. So kind of a cool little scene here to put up in the diorama to make things a little different and kind of correspond with our theme for today. So the car that you see in front of you, the reason I'm starting with him is because he is the only super treasure hunt that I have out here that is focused on road racing, really NASCAR, but there are some road courses in NASCAR, so that's why I figured he deserved to have a spot in today's video. This is the Super Treasure Hunt Torino Talladega from back in 2010. This is kind of a subtle super because they had the regular treasure hunt, which is very similar to this guy. Like even the dark green on the regular treasure hunt almost looked like a Spectra flame. So it was easy to like misunderstand the regular treasure hunt as a super variant. So this is still yet when they had super and regulars. One of the last couple of years, 11 was the last year for super and regulars. Then you went to your hidden supers in 2012 with your regular hunts, but they were totally different cars than your supers. Then in 2013, everything went secret super, secret treasure hunt, and blah, blah, blah. You guys know the deal if you collect Hot Wheels. So 2010, this is one of my favorite cars from that year. Also like the Camaro concept, that was a really cool looking one too. There's a few good looking cars from this set, and number 68 to signify the year that the car or that Hot Wheels started and so forth. So JP Automotive, and then it looks like Donnie Peters on the roof. I'm not sure if he's a Hot Wheel designer or who he is, but as you can see, it does have rubber tires, real riders and such. The green Spectra Flame, the 428 Cobra Jet engine, 428 cubic inch is what the CI stands for, not Cobra Jet, but it is a 428 Cobra Jet engine. And you can see the TH back here, which is slightly different than today's TH. Signify Treasure Hunt, and then all of your sponsorship decals. So they did a really good job making this look like an actual race juice NASCAR. Even though it is a fantasy paint job. Just wish it had painted headlights and tail lights and a die-cast chassis. But hey, still not bad though. Really cool super treasure hunt. So this is going to go right here in the middle. Then we are going to go at random Green Machine, then Ultra Red, because that makes up the rest of our lineup. And actually I have a Green Machine that wasn't in the cover photo for the video, so that's kind of a surprise for you guys. It just wasn't suited for the photo shot, so that's why I saved it as a surprise guest, you could say. So here is the second one we're looking at today. This is the first Z28 ever. That's what it says in the package. I guess this is the first 1967 to roll off the assembly line, and then they put it into the Trans Am series. And it is Johnny Moore is the driver. This is a beautiful casting by Greenlight. Chassis detail, everything is spot on. And this is a low number too, number 10. This is a hobby exclusive release. And what's strange to me because I didn't think it was really a greenie. Well, I knew it was a greenie because of the green wheels, but I was doubting like the other like green traits, because usually green wheels has a green chassis and this one doesn't. Then I started looking really hard. No green interior, no green windows like some. Actually, the stripes on this car are the other green feature, which I thought was really cool. I don't have the regular variant anymore to show you guys, but it is usually gold with black stripes. So that was really cool once I finally noticed that was the second green feature. But the casting overall, Greenlight did an exceptional job, like the bumper delete on the front and rear, and the side exit exhaust as I showed you. Full roll cage, really cool. And then actually the engine, they did an exceptional job on too. As you can see in there, yeah, the hood will stay up on its own. Let me try to angle this a little different. It has the Cross Ram 302, the DZ302 with the Cross Ram, which was designed by no other than Smokey Unick. And you can see the air cleaner going caddy corner from driver's left side to passenger right front. So left rear to right front for the Cross Ram. Nice detail. That was like one of the things that made this car iconic. The 302 was a high revving, high horsepower engine, but the Cross Ram made it also much better. So that's a very cool detail they added. I really do need to pick up the regular variant of this car because it looks really good too with the black wheels. Actually, it looks much better with the black wheels. I just like this because of the rarity, and also the subtleness of those green stripes is really cool. When I really started looking and wondering what the second feature was, and then I noticed those green stripes. Really cool feature. So we'll put him here in the race now, passing up the Torino. Next, no other than Ken Miles. In his race used, what better than race used for a racetrack with cars on it? So this is the GT40 from Autoworld, the new Mijo exclusive dirty variants. And these were not really licensed for the Ford versus Ferrari movie, but they came out at the exact same time, so that's what they were trying to pass them as. But the number should have been like 1, 2, and I think number 5. Well, the setup was 1, 2, and 72 with the Autoworld stuff. But this is really cool. The red tires, love it. I have the regular variants of these cars too, and you guys may have seen my video. If not, it's in our library of videos. Take a look at it. I unbox all 3 of these with the 3 regular variants. So very nicely detailed. A really small car. And I know these are probably true to scale because they're made by Autoworld, and then Autoworld prides themselves in true to scale. So this is really cool. But just, and then the Camaro I believe is true to scale too, but just like look how short that guy is compared to the Camaro. And the Camaros were not that tall to begin with either. Camaro would have come up to like my mid chest, my lower chest level, and I'm about 6 foot tall. So yeah, the GT40s were probably like a whopping 4 foot tall or something like that. So yeah, they're a very short car. A very beautiful car and very badass car. Something that small with a 427 big block in it would have been a handful. So next is one of my favorites, Sam Posey, and the greenie of his 71 Challenger. This came from a box set, like one of the first box sets, the 2-car box sets that Greenlight had. This came with a 67 Mustang, and I forget who drove the Mustang, to be honest with you. But this is a very rare car. No number, don't know what number this is. It's got a blank ID card there on the bottom for where the numbers go. Or number tag, I shouldn't say ID card, but number tag. But this is a really cool piece because they went through the trouble of making another interior bucket with a cage, and then they put some decals on the rear window and even like the little clips on the windshield to make it look more realistic like a Trans Am series car. Very nicely done by Greenlight. Unfortunately, they didn't add the front spoiler, but I think there were times when Sam Posey drove this car and it didn't have a front spoiler. Then sometimes it had a really big wing on it too. Sometimes it didn't have a wing at all, like the Vintage Racing Hot Wheels doesn't have a rear spoiler, but it has a huge front spoiler, and I think Hot Wheels went overkill on their front spoiler in my opinion. But there were sometimes the car did have a big spoiler, but I don't think as big as what Hot Wheels is showing us on the Vintage Racing model. But overall, the Hot Wheels Vintage Racing model is probably the best variant and 1/64th of this car available. Although the Greenlight one is beautiful too. I would like to find the regular one of this, but these are really hard to find even in the regular variants nowadays, the box set. So, really cool car. Would have been better with like some 10-spoke wheels, like the Watanabe style wheels, to make it a little more accurate. But the 5 spokes don't look too bad. So let's put him down here, and we're going to put him over here in the lead. Because, hey, I'm a Mopar fan, so the Mopar's got to be in the lead, right? So, next is Ken Miles' teammate in the number 2. And I don't know if this was Dan Gurney or who was driving number 2 or supposedly driving number 2 in the movie. But anyways, another Ultra Red. Very cool. Pretty much the same car, just different number. Nicely done. They have even the access plate for the quick change rear end. It's very nice. So I don't look at these very often, and I love the detail of the Autoworld GT40s. They're really slick. It's a nice car. So we'll put him drafting with Ken Miles. So, another greenie. This time we'll bring out the off-road 510 Green Machine. But as I said, you could pass him off as like the Brock Racing 2.5 liter class for the Trans Am series, so it could have been the same series. But I think this came in the all-terrain releases for or from Greenlight, and I think this was to represent one of the Baja Type 510s that they ran. So not 100% sure on that, but as I said, I'll pass him off as like a Trans Am road course car. So, very nicely done. The 510 by Greenlight, I think, is one of my favorites. I think it's the most accurate on scaling. The M2 is not so bad, but Hot Wheels, I love the Hot Wheels variant, but it's way too big. But the Greenlight one is pretty good, I think. The stance could have been a little lower on the breeze. Now, this one may have been even a little higher than this if it was the Baja, Mexico, like Baja type of car. I'm not sure. But there he is following up the tail end. Of course, he would have been because he's the only 4-baner in the group. The other guys are all monster big block V8 cars, except for the TA. It's a small block, but it's still a V8. And the Camaro too. I forgot Camaro small block. So yeah, the only big block guys we have here are the GT40s and then the Torino. So the others are small blocks, but high revving, high horsepower small blocks. Speaking of high revving, high horsepower small blocks, I'll go ahead and do another Green Machine since I led into that. I should have done an Ultra Red, but oh well. Since I was leading with the high revving small block, I have to go to Mark Donohue's Javelin. And this is from Greenlight 10th anniversary set. As you can see, the white letters on the tire says Greenlight 10th anniversary. They made a couple of variants of this car. They have one that's in a really cool package that has Mark Donohue on the package. Then I think they did it in a GL Muscle lineup, and then this 10th anniversary, which is pretty cool. Number 48 of, I don't know how many they made. Opening hood, detailed. I think these had a 301 in them. I'm not sure on that either. What size engine was in the Trans Am Javelin? But the iconic Sunoco on the front fender, as with all of his cars, even when he raced, well, when Penske was with Chevy and Donahue was racing the Chevy Camaro, they were also Sunoco Camaros, but they were all blue with the yellow number 6 on the door. Now this has the iconic red, white, and blue that AMC is well known for. So love this car, love the AMCs, the AMXs. They're a little underrated in my opinion. I call them the adopted Mopars, along with the Jeeps and such, because they were not born a Mopar, but that's who adopted them later on in their life. So there is Mark Donohue kind of bringing up the rear. Then last for like this lineup on the track, and then we'll go into the surprise green machine, is another Ultra Red GT40, and this is number 72. And as I said, I'm not really familiar with this one, don't know who drove this car, and it was not in Ford versus Ferrari. The other one was number 5 in the last race at Le Mans. So I'm not sure who this car is supposed to represent. There could have been some kind of cameo appearance of this car in Ford versus Ferrari, but I don't remember. But still, yeah, pretty much the same car we just looked at on the other two, just a different number, but everything else seems to be the same. The dirt patterns on the cars may be slightly different too, but since these were Mijo exclusives, they didn't share the same chase car amongst all of them. There's a different chase for each car, so at least the different numbers, as I said. The dirt patterns may be different, but I'm not 100% sure. That's the one thing cool about the Mijo release Ultra Reds. If they release a few of them together, then usually they all have their own Ultra Red. Just like the 62 Chevy hardtop lowriders I unboxed a couple weeks ago for you guys. As I showed you, the green one has its own chase, and the black one has its own chase. Although the green one has a lot of characteristics from the black one, whereas it doesn't on its regular variant. But still yet, they're different. So hats off to Mijo for doing that. So, our surprise guest for this evening is the Sam Posey Tribute Challenger. And this thing is mammoth compared to the other cars. It just looks like a tank compared to these other ones. Even sitting next to the 70 T8, it's much bigger. And it should be. I mean, it is a bigger car. I don't know if it's that much bigger in person, but the new Challengers are big compared to the 70 to 74 E-body. So that's why I said it just didn't fit in that picture for the cover photo. Plus, it's the wrong era too. All these cars in our cover photo range from like 1967 to 1971. So everything here kind of fits in together. Then if I would have plugged this 2012, I believe it is, 2008 Dodge Challenger. If I would have put him in there, it would have been a little bit out of place. So that's why I kind of saved him for his own like cameo appearance. Like I was talking about number 72 Ultra Red and Ford versus Ferrari. Don't know if he had a cameo appearance in that movie, but hey, for our video, the Posey tribute car has his cameo appearance here. So he would be like the pace car, I guess you could say, for this nostalgic vintage Trans Am race. So very cool car. As I've stated before, I think I even pointed this out in some of my other videos, the wheels are a little bit, I don't know, weird looking to me. The sidewalls of the slicks are a little bit too big in my opinion, but they probably would have been thick. It's just the Convo Pros. I think the deep dish Convo Pro centerline wheels in the front is what really throws me off. If this would have had some 10 spoke like Watanabe's, like I keep saying, would have even looked good on the 70. Or if it would have just had some Krager style or American torque thrust style 5 spokes, it would have looked much better. But because they're Convo Pros are meant for drag racing for the most part. There should have been skinnies in the front, fat ones in the back. But since this is a Trans Am replica, vintage, or not vintage, but tribute type car, it should have 4 reversed wheels of the same size with wider slicks. But for some reason, they just look out of place to me. But still a beautiful car. Cool tribute. And it does have Sam Posey signature, I believe, on the sides of the intake there. No, that says Goodyear, I believe. Well, Sam Posey's signature is somewhere here. Maybe up front there. I can't really read so good. Yeah, there. So, and also in the number 77 there, too. So I knew his name was somewhere plugged on the car. So a really cool tribute piece. Not sure if Mopar actually made one of these or not, but that would have been a great idea for them. Still could be a great idea for them. So guys, there is your lineup for our Chase Road Race. And that's what we're taking a look at today for this Wednesday Chase Car video. And then this weekend, we're going to be taking a look at some trucks, like we did the other week, but the trucks we're going to be taking a look at are all 80s, 90s, and 2000s. So that's what we're going to be looking at for this weekend. So, sorry about the noise from the baby. He just woke up a little bit cranky. So guys, I hope you enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you on Saturday. Please remember, if you have not subscribed, to do so, and please give me a thumbs up and share the video and tell your friends about my channel. Thank you.